Welcome back. Um, I suppose you were probably hoping for another page of finding what reactions are oxidations and reductions, but I'm sorry, we have to do something interesting today. What we're looking at now are what are called voltaic cells. They're named after an Italian researcher named Alessandro Volta, who built some of the first chemical cells. And a chemical cell is what happens when you take an oxidizing agent and a reducing agent and put them in contact with each other, and they do their normal things. They oxidize and they reduce. And what that means is electrons get pulled out of one substance and into the other one. And if you connect that the right way so that you have a, an oxidizing agent on one side and a reducing agent on the other side, electrons will get ripped out of one electrode, one solid piece, and travel through a wire to get to the other piece. Well, if you connect something along this wire, now you've made a battery and you've got an electric current flowing through it, and we can use that to do all kinds of useful things. So these are batteries, and we're going to study how they work. And we're going to start by just giving you a mixture of chemical species and saying, electrochemically, what will these do when they mix? They start us off here with what's called a silver cadmium cell. They say we have silver metal in a silver solution. So over here we have a bar of silver in a solution of silver ions. Silver ions are actually colorless. A silver solution looks like water, so this blue is a little inappropriate, but we'll be okay. On the left side we have cadmium metal in a solution of cadmium ions. And cadmium ions really are yellow. They make yellow paint out of them, so this yellow is totally fine. And we want to know what happens when these things are allowed to interact. Well, we have a data book to help with this. In the data book, on page 7, we have the table of selected standard electrode potentials, and you remember this lists off a whole bunch of oxidizing and reducing agents in order of their strength. Trying to fit all this on the screen, and it's not easy. And from here we can determine what is going to react in this cell. Reminder, the things we have in our cell are silver metal, silver ions, cadmium metal, and cadmium ions, and presumably we have water to dissolve all these ions. So we're going to read down the left side of this and then up the right side looking for our SOA and our SRA. And from those, we'll figure out how this battery works. So we start at the very top. Fluorine is our strongest oxidizer. Is that one of the things in our cell? No. How about lead oxide? No. Acid permanganate? No. Gold? Nope. Perchloric acid? Nope. Chlorine? Hope not. Nitrous acid? Nope. Acid dichromate? Nope. 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 Nope, 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 yes. Silver ions at 0.80 volts are our strongest oxidizing agent, and that means this reaction, Ag plus an electron produces Ag. That's our strongest oxidizer. So that's half of what happens in this cell. The other half, or to find the other half, we start in the bottom right where the reducing agents are, and we're going to read up until we find our strongest reducer. Is it lithium? No, there is no lithium in our cell. Potassium? No. Barium? No. Calcium? No. No, 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 no. Here we get excited for a second because we see silver metal, but this reaction also requires sulfide ions, and we don't have those, so no. No, no. Chromium, cadmium right here. At minus 0.40 volts, we find cadmium metal is our strongest reducer. If this reaction starts with cadmium metal, then it's going in reverse, and so we write it reversed. Cadmium metal turns into cadmium ions and releases 2 electrons. That's our SRA. So those are the things we needed from the data book. Now we can go back to our cell and work out the rest of these answers. All right, I'm not going to start with the cathode thing. That'll be easier to do in a few minutes, but they start with what is the oxidizing agent? We found that it's silver ions. Don't just say silver, please. You have to be specific about this. It's not silver metal, it's the silver ions with the +1 charge. What is the reducing agent? Cadmium metal. Don't say cadmium metal or elemental cadmium or something like that, so we know you don't mean the ion. That takes care of that one. Which way are electrons flowing? Well, according to this, we have one reaction with silver where we take in electrons and produce silver metal. So on the right side, for this silver reaction to occur, we have to have electrons flowing in constantly because the reaction eats electrons and turns them into silver. So electrons must be flowing into the right side. On the cadmium side, we have cadmium metal turns into ions, which are in solution. So we have cadmium metal dissolving into solution and making more cadmium ions. And it produces electrons, which are just a waste to this reaction. Those electrons would flow up and out. At first, the cadmium metal would fill up with electrons and become negatively charged. But negative charges don't like each other, so they're going to flow out and expand and try to get away from each other, and in the process they'll flow up out of here. So overall, electrons will flow from the left side over to the right side. We get consistent electron flow like that. You could say the electrons flow out of the cadmium into the silver. You could say the electrons flow left to right through the wire. Or you could say the electrons flow out of the anode and into the cathode. I'm getting a little ahead of myself there because we haven't identified cathode and anode, but we'll do that right now. Right now, okay. Cathode and anode, how do we get those? First, you've had plenty of practice at this. Is this silver reaction an oxidation or a reduction? Be careful, especially if you're looking at SOA. Silver had a +1 charge and it went down to 0, so silver was reduced, or this reaction was a reduction, right? SOA means silver oxidizes other people. It doesn't mean silver gets oxidized. Silver gets reduced. Reduction has a letter C in it, and that tells us reduction happens at the cathode. This piece of silver, you could call it the silver electrode, but you could also call this the cathode because the reduction, which has a C in it, happens there. That means this has to be the anode, but let's pretend we don't know that. Looking at the cadmium reaction, is this an oxidation or a reduction? Cadmium goes from 0 up to +2. If your charge goes up, then you are oxidized. This reaction is an oxidation. Oxidation has a letter A in it. That stands for anode. The bar of cadmium here is our anode. So when I said electron flow, we could go left to right, cadmium to silver, or you could say electrons flow out of the anode and into the cathode. That takes care of electron flow. And we've identified these. Reduction has a C in it, that's for cathode. Oxidation has an A in it, that's for anode. And finally, which way do ions move? I kind of gave this away talking about the cadmium, but let's get into it a little bit more. On the cadmium side, this reaction says cadmium metal dissolves into ions, and so we get more and more cadmium ions flowing out into solution. They're coming out of here into the left side beaker. What do you think happens when you have all these positive charges piling up on the left side? They're all the same charge, which means they repel. They don't like each other. And so they start thinking, I got to get out of here. There's way too many positive charges. Is there any way I can escape? Well, they can't climb out of the water, but here's an escape. They can go through the salt bridge. Positive ions will flow up through the salt bridge, through the gel, towards the right-hand side. What about the silver? Won't it have something to say about this? Well, look on the silver side. Here, silver ions are picking up electrons and turning into silver metal. These silver ions see electrons inside the bar. They float up to it, and the bar says, hello, I'm full of electrons. They keep flowing in through this wire. Would you like an electron? The ion says, yes, I would love an electron. Silver ion plus electron forms a solid atom of silver, and as that keeps happening, we get more and more silver forming on this electrode. It's called plating. This will start getting fat as more and more silver attaches onto it. So as positive charges come in, that's actually okay because these positive charges are disappearing. They're flowing into the bar and turning solid and losing their charge. So all the positive charges are going to flow from the left side over toward the right side. If you've ever heard the term cation, positive ions are called cations, and they're called that because they move towards the cathode. Over on the other side, the anode attracts anions, which have negative charges. In this example, there are no negative ions, so this is not a great place to demonstrate this. But if we had negative charges, they would be flowing in the opposite direction. Any negative charge would say, ugh, all these electrons are flowing in. I don't like it here. I will escape by flowing this way. Any negative ions that you had would flow in the opposite direction because anions go towards the anode and cations go toward the cathode. Or the other way you can think of it is, if electrons flow clockwise here, everything negative will flow clockwise in a circuit like this. Every negatively charged thing will go in the same direction. Every positively charged thing will go in the opposite direction. So, I know that's a lot of information. We'll practice it several more times, but this is the beginning of analyzing cells, and it's these same questions over and over, so you will get good at it. Have no fear.